Well, the big news this afternoon has been that the teachers and the state government have finally done a deal. Now, it's very hard to work out what the actual numbers are. The teachers are saying that they got somewhere between 16 and 20%, depending on whether or not you're a teacher, a principal, how high up in the pecking order you are, and that's over 3 years. However, the government is suggesting that the increase is as little as 8.5%. They can't both be right. Joining me on the line now is the President of the Australian Education Union, Meredith Peace. Meredith, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, could you just explain what you think you've negotiated with the government? Because in a moment I'm going to speak to the Education Minister to get it from his mouth as well.
Yep. Look, we've achieved increases in terms of salaries, but we've also achieved a number of other improvements in terms of employment arrangements and working conditions. The salary increases vary from the different groups within that agreement. Teachers 16 to 20.5%, principals 17 to 19.5%, and our support staff between 12 and 17%.
Okay, so can I just ask, the teachers and principals, this is over 3 years, so roughly it's between, say, 5 and as much as 6.5% per annum over the 3 years.
Yeah, the agreement actually runs through until October 2016, commencing obviously when it's approved. So it does actually run for about 3 years and 10 months.
Okay, so all right, so it's maybe a bit less, so it's something like around 4.5% to 5% per annum. Would that be a fair way to put it?
Look, we haven't, because the outcomes are variable depending on which group of staff you actually belong to. It is variable between teachers, principals and support staff. It's also variable in terms of what your level of experience and where you are on our scale. So,
no, I appreciate that, but I'm just trying to get a handle on if the lowest increase is around 12% and the highest is 20.5% per annum, by my maths, so if it's 3 years and 10 months, that's between 3% and about 5% per annum over that period.
Yeah, without having those figures right in front of me, yes, that's probably reasonably accurate.
Now, what about the sign-on bonus, $1,000? Does everybody get that?
Yeah, the $1,000 is paid to all staff, irrespective of your role in school, and that'll be paid on commencement of the agreement.
Now, what's that for?
Look, it's part of the salary, overall salary deal. We've obviously secured increases through the actual salaries, but there is an additional payment as part of that salary deal at the commencement of the agreement. But
is it just to say, thank you so much for negotiating with us, we've really enjoyed it, here's a present?
Yeah, I doubt that very much. Look, it is just seen as part of the salary deal, one component, and it's a one-off payment. It's not part of people's ongoing salary. It's just a single payment at the commencement of the agreement.
Let's say you're still in charge of the Australian Education Union in just under 4 years' time, and the next round of negotiations starts up, whether it's with a Liberal or a Labor administration. I mean, will that $1,000 present, if you like, will that form part of your future negotiations?
It's not part of the salary. So we've done we've got a deal that relates specifically to the salaries at all the levels appropriate to the classifications within our profession. But the $1,000 one-off lump sum is simply a one-off payment at the commencement of the agreement and doesn't form part of those salaries.
So it's like a gift?
I don't know that I'd describe it as a gift. It is. We very much see it as part of the overall settlement package.
Okay. All right, Meredith Peace, I appreciate your time and well done on your negotiations. They've taken a while, but it sounds like you've got for your members a reasonable outcome and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Meredith Peace, President of the Australian Education Union.